At the end of 2024, I made sort of a New Year's resolution, if you will, on my photography for 2025. And one of them was to experience photography as more of a collective. Go out and do it as a group, meet other photographers, and do things more like that. Rather than it just being me walking around getting my steps in, taking photos, treat it as more of a social thing. I've been doing that quite a bit in 2025, and it's made me see street photography in a completely new light. So I'm going to talk about it in this video. I've been going around all year, meeting up with friends, doing workshops, all this sort of stuff, to see photography from a different perspective. I know how I like to shoot, but I want to see it from others. There's so many different benefits of working as a group and taking photos as a group that I think some people don't think of. So let's talk about it, shall we? The first thing I've been doing is meeting up with friends, fellow photographers that I've met on Instagram and stuff like that. I went out with Dan Baker recently. I've been out with my friend Gray, and he's just got into photography. So it's interesting to see how he decides to shoot and what he likes to shoot. And Dan, completely different sort of style as well. He shoots the seaside as his whole thing pretty much. So when he comes to the city, it's completely different. Street photography for him is more about the people and the subjects. For me, it's not about that. So it's really cool to see that from different perspectives. Really cool to see what other people like to shoot. And another thing on top of that is you're able to see, things that you might have missed. Things that a scene might prop up and they might go about it in a completely different way to you. So use it as a learning experience as well. You're able to go around together, walk the streets, make it more social, and just, sit around, have a chat, have a laugh with them, but also see it as a way to gain some knowledge. Oh, like, I didn't notice that guy over there, or I didn't notice this patch of light and stuff like that. So it's really good to see it from another person's perspective. Another great way of doing this and another learning experience is workshops. I went out with Alan Schaller this year, taking photos as a group. There was like 50 people in the end. It was all part of his Patreon thing that he does. And it was busy. I am always shooting a solo subject. But does it count the same way if I'm photographing as a solo person usually? Is it just as weird if I'm photographing with 50, 60 other photographers? Let's just say I didn't get many photos, but I had a lot of conversations with people. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that bit because I got to see what other people are looking for. I got to see different things that people like to shoot, different cameras people like to use. And I got to just talk and experience that. There was a few people in that little photography walk that knew this channel. So if you're one of them, thank you. It was nice to chat to you. And yeah, there's so many different things that allows you to learn like that. So much so that I said that I wasn't going to do any workshops, but I've decided against that after doing some myself. So you can now book them with me on my website if you want. There'll be a link in the description. It's not going to be a way to learn how to study your camera. It's not going to be anything like that because the technical side of it is something that you will know best. You will know how you want to use your camera the best. What you might not know is different techniques to put into practice and stuff like that. So it's a back and forth. We can teach each other with a route around London. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description. Just another way to learn and gain knowledge and stuff like that, which I think is absolutely vital. And I think I took it for granted before. I was self-taught. I never took a photography course. I've never done anything like that. But workshops and photo books, I think, are the two most valuable ways you could gain knowledge when you're trying to improve your photography. So that's what I've been doing. Meeting people in workshops and studying the way that they work and expressing the way that I like to work. And it's been really, really beneficial. There's so many other benefits as well from this. You can treat it as more of a hobby. You don't get too bogged down in the pictures and you can just explore and have a laugh and Someone might know a different area that you've never shot before, and doing that for the first time on your own is more daunting than doing it as a group. So that might help you. Especially if you're new, if you're seeing a place for the first time and there's all these people around. For me, it was Brick Lane. I've never photographed Brick Lane because it's not my style. But when I went there a few months ago to photograph, it really took me out of my comfort zone. And I found it really quite a struggle to find images that suits my style. But if I was to do that with a group, I feel like we can bounce off each other, different ideas. Oh, this might look good and that might look good. And it breaks the ice. It really helps when you've got other people. It makes things less daunting. At the same time, you're less discreet. If you're walking around with a bunch of different photographers all taking photos of the same thing, then it can stand out to your subject or whoever you're photographing. So for me, what I've done is always, one or two people as a little group rather than 50 people photographing the same thing. You could be on the same road, but photographing different bits and bobs. Spread it out a little bit. You don't have to all be photographing one thing. It's just split it up, enjoy it, and make the most of it. And then come together afterwards, talk about what photos you got. Oh yeah, I like this because of that. Oh, I like this because of that. You can also use it as a way to swap things. For some people might want to print their work. I recommend it to anyone. Make little prints, postcard prints of your work. Lay them out on a table and you can see what they look like, rather than just on a phone screen, what they actually look like. And you might want to swap that with another photographer. Oh, this is mine and this is yours, and little show and tell. Do something like that. And then there's always the great aspect of going to the pub afterwards and exploring different people's personalities, and then you can find out whether you want to go and photograph with them again. Meeting people for the first time when doing photography is easier than just meeting people for the first time because you've already got a common interest. You're already, able to talk about one thing because you both like it. So meeting people on Instagram or something like that and talking to them, that's how I've met all the people that I've done photo walks with this year. Alan, Dan, all of those people. Gray I've known before, but Alan and Dan was just Instagram before that. And yeah, it's nice to just walk around and just chat in person rather than just messaging like usual. So it's good. I like that bit. The aspect has been quite a nice change of pace, actually. I've really, turned over a new leaf. I'm not so much a solitary, I'm just going to photograph on my own person anymore. I like the whole go out with a couple of friends, see it as more of a social element as well, whilst also getting some good photos. You don't feel so much pressure for getting a good one because you're still enjoying the day with the people you're with. And in turn, that makes your photographs better because you're not putting so much pressure on yourself to get those good photos. It's a good way of looking at it. If you haven't done it before, I recommend trying it. Just see how it is. Some people are better off just photographing on their own. But even if you do it once every so often, I don't do it all the time, but I've started to do it. I've tried to make it a once a month thing at the very least. If Dan's coming to London, I'll try and meet up with him, or if Gray's in London, I'll meet up with him, and try and arrange my schedule around that as well. I don't get out every day. Work gets in the way sometimes, so it's nice to be able to decompress and chat to people rather than just work, but a different type of work. It's a more fun work, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I can admit it, I put pressure on myself to get something and I get disappointed when I don't get it. With walking around with different people, that pressure goes completely. And then because I'm talking to more people and seeing photography as more of a community aspect, I've been entering competitions as well lately. That was another resolution, to get my work exhibited. I did that twice. So I'm really impressed with that. I'm really chuffed. My photos are in Regent's Park University throughout June, and then in September in Rome, Italy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And yeah, it's a good way of being part of the community as well, right? So I went to the gallery opening in Regent's Park University a couple of weekends ago, and I was able to talk to so many different photographers, people that just do street portraits or people that photograph animals. And because there were so many different photographs from different people there, you're able to communicate and you can see what people look for. And yeah, it was really, really good. So I'm going to be doing more of them as well. Because why not? Let's meet new people. And the same here. If you want to chat to people in the comments, do so. We're all like-minded people. We all enjoy photography. So get in touch. Talk to people. Talk to me. You know, why not, right? I might arrange some photo walks throughout this year. Who knows? Maybe next year. This year's going to be busy. But I'll do something like that. Just get people together. It'd be nice. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next week for another one. Bye-bye.